I've ever had going to the movies.
Now, I know some people found this movie fun, but me, I'd rather spend 2 hours having root canal work done.
It's a terrible film from beginning to end.
You know the theory of reincarnation, where the dues we pay in this lifetime, we may get to collect in another lifetime. For having seen this movie, I want months and months and months in a beautiful valley.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, we give it a 3.
Oh, well, maybe it wasn't that good. Let's give it a 1.
Attention campers and obligatory horny teens. Welcome to Camp Bombs Away. I am Counselor Tyler. Joining me here in the woods, as always, is
Peyton Bieber.
And
1, 2, 3, eyes on me. 1, 2, eyes on you. Anyways.
That's your name?
Jared Cycle.
There we go. Yes.
So you get kids' attention.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's very elementary school.
Yeah.
No,
they used to
summer camp.
Quiet Coyote.
That's why we're here.
I get that, but like, I remember that from elementary school.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bombs Away, a bad movie comedy podcast. Here we are in these dark, spooky woods. And why are we in these dark, spooky woods? Well, that's because, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year again. Sometimes it comes more than once a year. Sometimes it only comes once a year. That is Friday.
My dates?
The 13th. I was going to say my wife. So, yes.
That's generous.
Friday the 13th, part 6. Yeah, let's just get right into it with these stats. With a Rotten Tomatoes score of 48%, an IMDb of 6.0. Directed by Tom McLaughlin, starring Tom Matthews, Jennifer Cook, and 2 different Jasons. Two. Yeah, and we'll get into that.
Oh, it's his twin brother?
It's, yeah, that's introduced later that he has a twin brother that's been doing it the entire time. It's actually not his mother, it's him.
So it's not Jason
His
Voorhees?
twin brother named Michael Myers.
Mason Voorhees. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's crack open a cold one and get right into it. Oh, you guys aren't prepared.
Yeah.
So a little not housekeeping, catching up. For those of you who do not know, this is the third film in the Tommy Jarvis, I guess you say sequence of films, starting with part 4, where Tommy Jarvis is played by Corey Feldman. He is a child. Yeah. Shaves his head, goes fucking berserk.
That's the one with the guy with the masks, and they're in the house.
Yes, and it's a bunch of teens.
And they kill him in the barn or something?
That's actually 3. So no.
Oh.
They are all the same, basically. But that's the one with Crispin Glover in it as well, where he does the dance.
Yeah.
That dance. But thanks, guys, for the backup on my dance. I appreciate
Really
it.
good.
We don't talk
enjoyed
about it.
And then he kills Jason, actually, in that movie. He slices him in the head. So then the 5th film came out, New Blood, which turns out now Tommy Jarvis is deeply disturbed from having murdered a man when he was like 13 years old, which
I'm not.
happens to... I was going to say it happens to the best of us, but Peyton has a guilty conscience, apparently.
Doesn't sound like it. He literally just said he wasn't.
That one, we find
Oh, I
out that
gotta
there
make it
is
80s.
a copycat kid. Now we're going to get age restricted. Jared, for those of you listening, is pulling his shirt up for his midriff to be exposed.
It's 80s.
It is.
They
It's
did it.
very-
Well, it's nowies, too.
Johnny Depp, Friday
Nightmare
on Elm Street.
I almost said Before Christmas. We're all fucking up here. But
Nightmare
yes,
on Halloween.
part 5 is a copycat killer pretending to be Jason, and he murders this like house for troubled youths. And then now into this one, which is the 3rd film with Tommy Jarvis in it, and let's start where all good things start, deep in a spooky cemetery.
All the potential.
All the potential.
So much failure.
Oh, you're gonna talk shit? I personally think this is like the coolest intro to any Friday the 13th movie.
Probably is.
Because all the other ones open with just shots of the lake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is like the coolest cold opening for any of them. Tommy Jarvis and his friend are going to Jason's
Cold as a dead
grave.
body.
Tommy Jarvis and his friend are gonna go dig up Jason's body and put an end to the evil.
Because it wasn't ended already.
Yeah. Also,
It's been this
let
long.
him lie.
it's also like, hey, we've all seen Halloween. Get rid of the headstone
Yeah.
because
Why is it a marked grave anyway?
I don't know because I don't. I mean, maybe you can't. Can you go see like Ed Gein's?
Who feels bad enough for Jason to be like, let's give him a grave? Ugh, poor
Right?
guy.
So, in the barn one, that's where they last killed Jason.
Part
right?
3, yes.
Yeah. So they like took his body down, or like, we gotta bury
No,
him.
part 4 they kill him.
Okay, part 4 they bury him. They're like, oh, poor Jason. We gotta bury him and put a thing here. His
Well-
mother would want it this way.
And what's weird too is it's like
His mother wanted a lot.
it's weird because it depends on how you gauge what the mythos of Jason is. A common misconception, many common misconceptions about this franchise are that he always had the mask, he's always been the killer. No. Mom in the first movie,
Right.
burlap sack in the second,
Yep.
mask in the third.
Yep.
And another common misconception is that he has always been an undead force of nature. But this is the movie that cements that. So
Wait, so how was he alive in the second one?
that's
He-
what I'm saying is
That's human Jason.
yes, it depends
So
on
he wasn't actually dead?
no. So
He hasn't been dead until like this
He
one.
didn't drown as a child?
okay, so this is the thing, and this is what this movie keeps saying, and it is kind of like unless you're really up and up on what's going on with the Friday the 13th movies, this is lost on you because they keep stating that's just a legend, and when they're saying that's just a legend, I believe they're directly referring to the child who drowned in Crystal Lake and became Jason.
Right.
So it depends on what like.
This universe is confusing.
Yeah, it depends on which one you subscribe to because there's number 2 is like Mountain Man Jason lives out in the woods.
Right.
A lot of people think that what happened was is he did not drown. He washed up ashore, got up, and lived in the woods, and that's who he is.
Right.
Then there's the supernatural Jason, which
So
is
a
now
child.
a child.
A child
A
died.
child washed up on a shore and was like, guess I'll live in the woods.
He was a special child.
Yeah, because he drowned.
I was gonna
That's
say
his fault.
I think he's like special. That's what they established in the movie.
Even...
He has a deformity.
He has gills.
Oh, so he can drown.
Could you imagine if
That's
he
why
had
he drowns
gills?
and lives.
He's like, this isn't actually doing anything.
I'm just gonna sleep now. I'm gonna hibernate.
But yes, this is the first one where Jason is an undead force of nature, which is brought on so fucking cool by a stake that Tommy Jarvis plunges into his heart, which is a piece of the fence from the graveyard. It's struck by lightning. Jason's body's fucking disgusting, covered in maggots.
It's really similar to like the argument of like Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster when people are like literature where it's like no, it wasn't Jason, it was Jason's mother. It's like that kind of similar dynamic of like,
Yes.
oh, we're getting it wrong again.
This is Jason's monster. Please don't refer to it as
Jason's
Jason's
monsters.
monster.
You know he's got meat. He's got schmeat.
Yeah, it's a maggot.
Maggot schmeat.
I think we've previously
Ooh,
discussed this. but-
wriggled for our pleasure.
Who do you think?
Goes inside. It's all like.
Ooh, what horror person do you think has a better wiener?
I was gonna say who's packing the most meat.
Chucky.
No, we see it in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Seed
right.
of
Oh,
Chucky.
God, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I
his
was gonna
seed.
say, honestly, there's only one correct answer, and it's
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers because he's just
hanging.
fucking massive.
Yeah.
Do you think so? I would say it's tied between him and Leatherface, but Leatherface's is all like scabbed.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably bent a few times.
Oh,
Little zigzag.
Ow.
welcome to slasher horror movie penis talk. You're really thinking about it quite deep.
I don't know, I feel like Jigsaw might have a good penis.
The
but he's
puppet?
old. No, the
Oh.
man.
So that's Billy the Puppet. So, regardless of what his schmeat is,
is my cock.
he's struck by lightning, comes back to life.
Comes.
I was
And
about
back
to
to
say
life.
something.
Yes. Bursts out of the grave, grabs Tommy Jarvis's friend.
Somehow is like actual muscle on him now.
Oh
as
yeah.
opposed to,
Okay,
like-
so I said 2 Jasons. This will come up in a little bit.
Okay.
Absolute beefus here. A huge Jason.
He's a chunky boy.
Yeah.
He's got booty too.
Gets out. What's Tommy Jarvis's friend's name? No one cares.
Dead.
The only people that matter in this movie are Tommy Jarvis and
His
Nancy.
name is, Kali
or
Ma?
Megan. Kali Ma, yes. Punches his friend in the chest, rips his heart back out through him. Okay, he's dead, who cares?
Shows him.
And
Goes
then-
Indiana Jones. Oh wait, that's not the spell.
No, we did that previous. And then proceeds to James Bond, the coolest intro of a Friday the 13th.
Voorhees. Jason Voorhees.
It'd probably be like, "Ah! Ah!" And that's about it. Tommy Jarvis escapes, and we get our very long credit sequence that is just people's names on the screens for a really long time.
Yeah.
This movie, honestly, there really is no...
Oh, we forgot the really cool turnaround thing he does.
That's later.
No, it's in the graveyard.
Is
What
it? No,
Yeah,
it's
because
later.
like he turns around and goes. With the, he's got the.
Oh,
rod in
you're
his
right,
hand.
you're right. Yes, he does
Yeah.
it several times. That's his signature
It's
move.
like his
apparently.
signature, like.
they're like, Jason needs a catchphrase, but he doesn't talk. So what can he do that's like really cool? He'll just turn.
Me?
So then we, this movie just kind of keeps going, and I do like that. There isn't a lot of dead space in this movie, but there is a lot of dead face.
Oh.
So, we move immediately to the sheriff's office. Tommy Jarvis just busts in and is like, Jason's alive! And this, the sheriff, who is the father of our female protagonist of this film, her name is Megan. She,
Megan.
Megan, he proceeds to just become immediately aggressive towards Tommy Jarvis.
It's like, what's your name? You're an asshole! Sorry.
Oh, okay.
God, I didn't realize I came with a reputation.
So you're that kind of cop.
Yeah, and he's like, Tommy Jarvis, you mean that piece of shit that saved our town 10 years ago? What a dickhead. He says, like, basically, like, if you don't calm down, I'm going to paint these walls red with your brains. And it's like, yo.
So cops have always
I was going to
this
say,
way.
you know what, +1 for an accurate police officer depiction in this film. Because that is
He knew what
definitely
he
how
was
he acted.
doing.
So the cop then goes on this exposition rant. Where you okay there?
My boobies.
He goes on
It's
this
really hot at this
exposition rant where he explains that not only has Crystal Lake changed its name,
What is it now? It's like
Greenway?
Green Forest?
Green Forest.
Green Lake?
Forest Lake. You fucked me because now I don't even have it written down.
You did what to Tyler?
Yes, it's like Green Forest, whatever now. It's really dumb, honestly. Like, it's a weird thing to just change the name to cover up the tragedy.
Nothing happened here. Look away.
I mean, they did do that though with
Auschwitz.
No, in California. You know the movie The Changeling
Yes.
with Angelina Jolie.
Oh yeah.
That actual case forced that town to change its name.
Really?
Yeah. So they I can't even remember it now.
Well, I mean, it was weird naming a town Kidnapperville.
Yeah.
I think that was
Kidnap Little Boys Kill Him town. But they actually did do that, so it has happened historically in well-known documented cases.
So I like this mental image that I've created for myself, and then it's found out to be true moments later that while Tommy Jarvis ran to the sheriff's office to tell them, Jason's just leisurely walking through the woods towards the sheriff's office.
Takes a few detours.
He's like,
What's over here? Oh, some people playing paintball.
I thought he
Cool.
was just walking to the camp.
I don't
I thought it was
know.
like, I smell camp.
What does the camp smell like?
Water.
Pussy.
Horny people.
Camp
Put a-
pussy.
They put a fisherman's wharf over here? So, we're on this random road. Jason's just
Smells
walking.
like a hot PS5.
So, Jason's just walking on this road, and I will tell you guys right now, I did not bother to learn any of the people's names in this movie other than Megan and Tommy,
They don't
because
matter.
you don't need to.
They're just body fodder, basically.
That's all they are. Now look,
I will be your body fighter. Put your dead hand in mine. It's a George Michael reference.
that was really good.
yeah.
I like
That's
that.
a good one.
So, this movie specifically is I really, 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 I'm getting ahead of myself, obviously, with the ratings, but I really do love this one. But if there has ever been a Friday the 13th movie where it was more apparent that people were just put in the film to die, it is this movie. Because, like, 25 of characters in this movie, it's actually like 16.
But that's also kind of my problem with the movie. It's like, you're at a summer camp where you can have, like, countless people be there for just the summer camp. Also, we'll get into the weather of this summer camp. Or this
Oh, yeah.
Summer camp.
This
'Cause,
movie
like,
was filmed in winter.
Flannels.
Yeah.
And
no,
jackets on the flannels. And
fur
they're like, God,
jackets.
summer.
Yeah, I think it was cold as fuck when they filmed this movie. But
you don't see their breath.
No.
So I think it was more fall.
But okay, so you bring up an important thing that they could have done so much with the camp. And they kind of did, because this is the only depiction of Camp Crystal Lake, whatever they actually changed the name to. We're too dumb to remember. This is the first depiction that they ever showed children actually at the camp.
Didn't they show Jason drowning at the lake when he was a child?
I'm talking when he's the killer. Like, specifically when he's the
I mean,
active...
he's still a killer when he's a child.
Got a killer bod on him.
Child.
Are you registered?
Chris Hansen, what are you doing here? Why don't you have a seat over there? So
Are you Jason?
this is the only movie that Friday the 13th movie that has children actually at the camp while he is committing his crimes. Which, I mean, get those numbers up. There's a scene later where he could have just gotten a killing spree, but I don't know. He has morals.
He could have.
Yeah.
But he really attached.
had the chance to drown yet.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to experience that once.
So we have two camp counselors in their Volkswagen Beetle driving down the street, and they see Jason standing in the middle of this dirt road. And this is one of the reasons why I love this movie so much. We have Proto Jamie Kennedy saying, I've seen enough weirdos to know where this is going, with Jason just standing with the metal posts that he had in the road.
Yeah.
Fun little fact, this is the film that inspired the writing of Scream. So this movie, going forward, is incredibly meta.
Speeding?
Yeah, the fucking speeding sign. Yes, this movie's much more tongue-in-cheek and fully aware of what it is. And it's kind of weird because I know Jared disagrees with me, but I think it successfully did it. And then everything after this tries to capture that same meta feeling and doesn't. And
Like when the guy talks to the camera?
You... Look, okay, maybe it doesn't hit all the time.
They think I'm a fart head.
Yeah!
It's like, what do they think I am, a fart head?
Yeah! So, yeah, these are our two camp counselors. They start driving at him to hit him off the road.
No, they back away first.
Well, yeah, and then he's like, you know what, I'm gonna run this guy off the road.
Well, he's like, oh, if we keep backing up, we'll go off the road. I'm like, not if you steer your car
guy
with
doesn't know
a
how to drive.
steering wheel.
Yeah, why don't you just turn around? Well, they do show that they get stuck in the mud. So I guess, you know.
No, they were about to, and that's why
She gets stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's
She
why
was
he
like,
didn't
oh,
back
we
up.
can't.
Yeah, so they're gonna run him off the
Just turn your
road.
fucking wheel.
They drive right at him, and he doesn't get out of the way, and they just stop.
Dumb is trying to attempt to run over somebody, that's for sure.
And then they're like, get out of the way, and he just pops their tire. It's like, dude,
Okay,
I would keep a gun in my glove box, which they do, specifically for this type of thing to happen to me, so I could just shoot myself.
Oh no!
I think so you could shoot the person.
No, if I drove up on someone to run them over, and they just stood in front of my car and like didn't even move,
And they had a hockey mask?
and they had a hockey mask and a thing, I'd just be like, I'd be like, I'll get it over for you.
You can't take me!
I'd at least try shooting them once, and then if they were like, I'd be like, oh, sorry.
You're gonna fog yourself before?
Yes, the mist.
The mist.
mist.
Oh, the
Yes.
mist.
So, you can't fire me, I quit. So Jason pops their tire, and again, I'm like, this is a hulking mass of a man. Why the fuck would this little white man get out and be like,
I'm gonna take you
Yeah,
on.
I'm gonna- hey, you're not gonna make me look like an idiot in front of my girl.
I'm gonna get laid tonight, I hope.
Oh,
He's laid.
someone got penetrated. Because this guy gets skewered with the stick and just flipped over Jason's shoulder like it's nothing.
But also, he just got stabbed in the stomach. That guy could have
He
survived.
could have survived.
I don't know if you could survive being thrown 55 feet vertically into the air above Jason.
Have you seen movies before?
Is that how high he got thrown?
Oh yeah, I measured it.
Do we
I
know
don't
do we know the acceleration of the angle that he was thrown at?
I'm just telling you, if you got skewered through this, maybe you got hit in the spine. There you go. Myth busted.
So he's
so he
paralyzed.
can't walk.
No,
he's
that'll
like
kill
alive.
you. He's dead.
So he's
No.
army crawling his way to.
So
Town.
he's thrown. He's dead. Okay, he's up there. Ding! 1 kill.
He hit the bell.
Yes, the moon. So then, the girl tries to get out of the car. She falls to the ground into a puddle. Looks up and Jason's gone.
She's like, oh. And for half a second, I was like, oh, she's in water. That's right. He's afraid of water. I was
Yeah,
like, she just had
okay.
to hide in the puddle.
Is
I'm
he
telling you
afraid
right
of
now, if you've seen Freddy vs. Jason, this is the opportunity to turn away and say
Yeah.
that they do not get the lore correct whatsoever.
No. He ain't afraid of water.
No.
He doesn't care about it.
They made him so lame.
Yeah.
I also don't know why they made
Freddy
Freddy
versus Jason?
scared of water or scared of fire
Right.
too.
Because
He's a dream.
Yeah, but there's fire
Okay.
in his dreams in the movie.
But
Is there?
Freddy kind of makes sense because he
Was
I
burned
guess
alive.
I mean,
when he
so
died,
did
but
Jason
drowned
drowned.
as well. But then he just like waltzes right into the water every movie,
Yeah.
basically.
I don't know how many years it's going to take us to get to Freddy vs. Jason, but that movie sucks.
Is there another Friday the 13th this year?
No, only one this year. Yeah, there's 2 next year though, or 3 or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that. So we're gonna be
So-
like. And let me tell you, I said it once. I'll say it again. I didn't mean it about this one. They are bad from here on out.
Because next one is like goes to Manhattan.
Yeah.
No, you always say
Oh.
that. This is the telekinesis one.
Oh.
And then he goes to Manhattan.
Oh,
It's his
with
niece.
Drew Barrymore.
Oh.
No, what? Oh, you're talking about Firestarter?
I was
E.T.?
thought- I thought it was his niece that he was trying to go kill.
No,
and
that's
No, he
fucking
telephones his
Halloween.
nieces. He's got telephone his nieces.
And then Paul Rudd shows up.
See, that's what I did.
Yeah,
And then Matthew Lillard comes in the reboot.
that'd be really cool, actually. And then addendum. There's an apostrophe or an asterisk next to they're bad from here on out because the remake really isn't that bad. So
Yeah, it's really good.
and Jason X is kind of fun.
Jason X is fun, bad.
So, she looks up. He's gone. Then she rolls over. Slam! Pops her into the puddle. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Blub blub.
For some reason, her wallet comes out now. I guess she was holding. Oh, she tries to get him
was
to
trying
take
to
the
pay him,
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Take my money.
And her American Access card comes out.
There's
You did it.
Great
there's an
commentary.
excessive-
You guys beat capitalism.
Now we live in a socialist country.
Wow, I can't believe this movie is what did it.
Wow. Altered the future forever.
That's like a C grade Family Guy joke.
Pretty much.
It's so dumb.
American excess.
So now we're back in the sheriff's office, and these people died 3 minutes ago. But don't worry, the camp counselors all know that they're missing already.
Yeah.
They,
They have telekinesis.
I think that's is it no, that's a telekinesis. Telekinesis is when you move things with your mind.
Foresight?
Telekinetic?
No, that's when you move things with your mind. That's the same thing. You just said it a different way.
Telepathy?
Telepathy. So,
Telepathy?
they go to the sheriff's office and they're like, Sheriff. And he's like, shut the fuck up, I don't care. Which is really weird because his daughter, as we learn,
Is
one of
Megan.
these counselors. And she's like, my friends are missing. He's like, I could care fucking less.
I don't care.
Their
This
teens
kid
are
over
probably
here-
just doing random shit. It's so hot next to this fire. Oh my
The
god.
fire is burning.
Yes, we are really in the woods.
The sun is in front of us.
I can't wait for people who only listen auditory and are like, what
all
the fuck are they
listening.
talking
They're
about?
going to have to go to our YouTube channel and watch what we're talking about.
At www.youtube.com/
Do you know what I'm gonna do?
The
I'm gonna bleep
bombzillation.
it out and I'm gonna put my voice in saying the correct thing. So, yeah, he really doesn't care if these people are missing.
Go to this link.
But in this moment, Tommy Jarvis is locked up in a cell inside the sheriff's office, and Megan is instantly, you can
Dripping.
say, yeah,
She-
basement is flooded. She's just like, I love a bad boy. You should have seen when I dated Richard Ramirez.
She's like, you're behind bars, but there's enough of a gap for your cock.
Well, she does
Barely.
prove that there's enough for his tongue later on.
Yeah.
So
That's enough for most women.
now we're back at the cemetery.
Don't know.
It's morning. This is another thing that I do like about this movie is this is definitely the Friday the 13th that shows a lot during the morning. I know there's a part 4 shows a lot, and part 5 we don't talk about part 5, okay? But Jason is active a lot during the daytime in this movie.
yeah.
So we go back. We've noticed that the Gravekeeper has filled the grave back in.
Are we at? I thought we. What about the paintballers?
No, they're not yet. They're
Not yet?
No. So right now we're about to get to them, but they're not yet. But this is when the Gravekeeper goes. He looks at in the grave and he's like, "Someone try to dig Jason up. There's a leg sticking out. It's Tommy Jarvis's friend."
Oh, it's his sister.
Yes, it's Jason's sister, Jenna.
Son.
Jenna Voorhees?
Jameson.
Jameson.
Jennison. Jim Jameson, porn star.
I know.
So, she's murdered a few things. So, so good to be here.
I'm glad we're live.
So,
This is like replacing our live shows.
oh my God, I would never replace those. Those memories are special.
I
in my
would
heart.
always
Those
destroy those.
will live in a certain bank of my mind.
So this is when the Gravekeeper,
They're in
this
a
is
vault
when
for sure.
the meta keeps turning, where he turns to the camera and he goes,
Some folks have a strange idea entertainment.
Nah,
good one. You
give
fucker.
it time. It's only gonna
Good
get
one.
worse with the internet.
That's true.
I want to go back in time I go back in time, but it makes this movie real, right? And I grab this Gravekeeper, and I take him forward in time, and I show him 4chan.
Yeah. It's like, I found a new home. Oh, I can be racist here.
You know what? A found footage Jason movie would be great. Blair Witch style, kind of.
We all have ideas.
You know,
Some of them are great.
I do have to say, I do
Some.
believe there is a portion of the remake where a guy's filming it on a camcorder. I don't know if you see anything, but I do know there's a guy with a camcorder there. And he drinks a shot out of his shoe. I do know that.
Oh. I watched a guy on Twitch drink a beer out of his shoe.
Was it hot?
He poured the beer into the shoe and then drank it. It was called a shoey.
That's how you get athletes' lung.
So you get athletes' farts.
So, God damn it.
He was Australian, so that explains it.
They reopened
Was it a Foster's?
I don't think so.
Australian for beer.
I love those commercials on this kid.
That was American for bad accent.
So, the camp, we're back at the camp, the counselors are there. No one gives a shit that their friends are missing. Like, literally zero shit
It's
whatsoever.
like on with the show. Who cares?
They're like,
They're bringing in boxes of radishes.
well, hey, they gotta keep these kids. This is the same camp that from
I specifically
Heavyweights.
noted, I was like, why do they have turnips? So many turnips.
They're trying to turn up.
Also, are they going to cook the food? There's literally, based on their two friends that went missing and the group now, there were supposed to be 4 girls and 2 guys running this camp.
Yeah.
That's severely understaffed.
Well,
How
I'm
many
gonna
kids
tell
were
you.
there? It was like
There were probably like
30.
40 kids.
there's a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
tell you
kids.
right now. Have you ever seen Sleepaway Camp?
Yeah.
Because I don't want anyone working at my camp if they're like those people. those are sexual predators in that movie. So, they mention, they're like, do you know the legend of this camp? Hey, guys, it's not a legend. 20 people have died
3 years
here.
ago.
Yeah, they're like, it's not a legend. And that's what I said, this movie kind of confuses the mythos. And again, it's like, they're specifically talking about the legend that the boy who drowned is the same boy who killed at this camp. That's the legend. The legend is not that someone killed a bunch of people at this camp. It's that same guy from the lake, which is really confusing. But whatever, what are you gonna do?
So it's like accident happened years ago. Masked maniac killed. They're the same person.
And to be completely honest,
sometimes though, accidents that happen do turn out to be mass maniacs. Look at you.
oh,
That's true. When I killed that person.
that was so good. Oh my God, I really like that one.
Boy, I'm getting burned from the front.
Ooh, blame it all on the fire. Oh my god.
No, so
it is.
what I was going to say is actually, if you want to give them a little credence to the idea that the boy who drowned killed these people, right, which we now know is the case, is like, well,
The boy who drowned, come to live.
the woman in the water.
That was a great movie.
Oh,
It was
M. Night
terrible.
Shyamalan,
It was
right?
terrible, yeah.
Wasn't that his like?
it was after Signs.
Oh.
It was after The Village.
No,
It was after The Village, yeah.
Yeah.
I like The Village. I'll
I
fight
love The
anyone on that
Village.
movie.
And I love Signs.
It has peaks and valleys.
I love
See,
Signs.
I'm great.
Everyone likes Signs.
So what I was gonna say is the rumor kind of has some credence if you think about the fact that in the first movie it is his mother killing people because he drowned. So then if she got killed,
She had a really good build.
She was very...
oh, she is
a pro
without a
athlete.
doubt a man through most of that film. She has very hairy knuckles throughout most of the film.
But I mean, that's the same in Sleepaway Camp.
oh well, that was oh my god. Holy shit! That was a joke and a half. Oh
I
my!
was like, I hit that nail on the head.
Pack it up. We're done with this one.
Jared's fired on all cylinders.
Yeah, Jesus.
I thought you said fired. I was like, I didn't think that was offensive, and I love the LGBTQIA community.
And wouldn't you believe it, guys? What's today in this film? Friday the 13th.
Tuesday the 17th?
Monday the 9th.
Hey, don't forget we have some awesome merchandise offerings right now, like these beautiful Camp Bombs Away stickers with a nice little hockey mask and axe detail, found exclusively on our Instagram at Bombs Away Show. If you want to grab one, they're only $3. Just send us a DM and we'll get one right to you. Thanks. Back to the show.
So now we move away from the camp and we are joined by some fucking paintball nerds who are having a...
They're not paintball nerds. They're corporate executives having their day retreat. The first time they've ever experienced a woman having a job.
I thought you were going to say they're not paintball nerds, they're paintball gays.
Two of them are.
I promise you.
Oh, I bet they're really into blasting.
Oh,
There's
Painting
two gays,
each other's walls for sure.
A sexist.
yeah, and a woman.
And a woman boss.
That might be a 1980s television
And the loser
show.
guy.
And the loser guy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. Forgot about that guy.
So we join these guys in the woods. This movie's just so self-aware at this point too, because the kills that come in this scene. We have this angry misogynist who Jason apparently grabs by the arm so fucking hard that he's flung 60 feet at Mach 3 with his arm rips off. He slams into a tree.
He slams into like the bit of a branch that was broken off, but
Yes.
it's left on the tree.
Like one of these.
Yes, like one of these here in the woods.
Like-
these real woods.
Yeah.
You just activated Siri.
Let's hear it in the words Slay's real words.
So he slams into it, he falls backwards, and what do you know? There's a fucking smiley face underneath the tree bark. This
80s.
movie's really on it. Really on the cultural pulse of humor.
Oh, I didn't know that Forrest Gump rode through here too.
So then, you know our gay characters and the woman?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, they die at the same time.
This is part of what my biggest letdown with this movie is that kills don't feel satisfying.
Because it got
And it's
edited.
not the same as like Justified.
It got censored.
I don't
like-
think it's that. I think it's because literally you
It's
don't
just like-
care about who these characters
But even
are.
that, it's just like 3 with 1 swipe. We're done.
Yeah.
And
move
you
on.
like, I don't even care about seeing it or not. It's just like 3 characters we just met are already just dead, and I'm pretty sure like 80% of the kills in this movie are kills of people you just met.
No, and that's my thing is I like
And it's just surface level, and there's no depth.
in
to it.
part 4 there's a lot of characters who die, but they do a really good job of establishing who those people are, so when they die you actually care. Even the house next door that's full of just teenagers who are there to die, when they die you're like, oh, that guy. I know that, like, I understand who that
Sounds
guy
like
was.
high school.
Jesus.
Just there to die.
Jesus Christ.
I was hugely depressed.
Where'd you go to school?
Whoa.
That Scream school?
Riverdale.
Yeah.
Gail Weathers was my teachers. Teachers, fuck. So,
It wasn't that small of a town. I know it was in the Midwest. Give me some credit.
so,
I think it would be better if the camp counselors had these deaths.
yeah, and they just got the
Because-
body count lower.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, this
Or
movie,
instead
But
more
that's why they should have
counselors.
had more counselors. That's
But
what
more
I'm saying.
counselors
It was just poorly assembled.
they
Instead of
had
having
to
these
go,
randos.
yeah, they had to
there.
go back and add cooler kills in this movie, which is so weird because the movie was heavily censored. So I think a lot of this was like, shit, like these kills are whack. We need to like bring better kills in. We need to add more people. But also, this scene,
It's
you
not
guys,
a fun. It's
dumb fucking scene alert. Whamp, whamp, whamp. This scene only exists so Jason can get his machete.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because
And-
the first guy that he kills has a machete.
Of course, he doesn't really use it.
But also the machete is like, you know, the shiny side of tinfoil. We wrapped it around a piece of wood.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. This
it's
machete's
very
awful.
ugly.
We got a Mylar.
Like it is reflecting.
Oh, let's also mention that this is hands down the dumbest fucking Jason costume because he looks like he's on his way to fix the plumbing in someone's home because he has a tool belt in this movie.
But I do appreciate the lower back cutout that shows his top, actually the top of his ass crack. It's kind of sexy.
The plumber's crack, yeah, his coin slot.
Even though it's like a full onesie, they
it's
left
cut,
it.
yeah, just so you can see his butt crack. Yeah, no,
maggots coming out.
It's super dumb because I was like, who buried him in a full jumpsuit with a knife and shit like that, or where did he get that from?
Yeah, he had a Bowie knife.
Oh yeah, I forgot
He
to
did.
mention, this is the other Jason now. In the beginning of the movie, the Jason that comes out of the
Twink
grave.
Jason.
This is Twink Jason, yes. There was Twonk Jason, and now there's Twink Jason. Twonk? Is that what it is?
Twonk.
I'm not gay.
Twang. That's the southern twang. It's twang.
So he, the producers saw the dailies from the intro sequence of this film. They saw Jason come out. And I was waiting, I was like a
the closet?
layup to you. Thank you.
Was it?
And
you know?
Yes. And
Holding a machete.
I don't get this.
A Freddy hand. Is he, you know?
So the thing that I don't get is that, you know, in the other movies, Jason busts through fucking doors.
Oh, yeah.
He busts through windows. How did they look at the dailies of this movie and go, that Jason's way too buff? And so they put a skinnier Jason in for the rest
So
of the movie.
weird.
I don't
Because
get it.
he rips people's arms off, so you wouldn't want like, hey, that person can literally turn someone's head around.
Yeah.
We need to make it look like they couldn't.
Well, and then this is what's crazy is that the next Friday the 13th movie is the first one with Kane Hodder, who Kane Hodder is an absolute fucking unit of a man. So it's like, what? They went, oh, too buff. Anyway, put Kane Hodder in there, fucking absolute unit of a man. Like,
Absolute eunuch of a man.
oh.
It's creepy.
So, Tommy Jarvis, he runs off to the cemetery to show the police, like, hey, look.
No.
Yeah?
The police are like,
they're
we're going
escorting him
to
out of
drive
town."
you out of town and leave you on the edge of town because it's weird, like, Wild West laws.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
We put you on the county line, you're someone else's problem, but don't come back.
Yeah.
And so Tommy Jarvis is like, I'm gonna make a quick detour and show you guys the grave real quick.
And this is when the cops is the dumbest fucking thing ever. He says, hit the noise and the cherries. And that's when they turn on the siren.
Which kind of sounds like a really good euphemism for punching someone in the balls.
Because it's the cherries.
Hit the cherries
And the
their
noise.
They have,
So they go to the graveyard. Not the same graveyard. Different graveyard.
totally
Different. That's why he couldn't find the grave, because he was at the wrong graveyard. And Tommy Jarvis is like, they filled in the grave.
that grave does not even look like it's been touched. Though.
No, it's
Where I'm like, you literally just showed it before you
the
dug
drunk
it up.
gravekeeper went and got some new sod
Yeah.
and like laid it down.
But it's
over-
not even like new grass; it's dead grass.
Yeah, he was like, I gotta make it look correct.
I'll spray some weed killer on it.
I'll be
make it
damned if
blend.
anyone thinks I do my job.
Get my airbrush set out.
So this is when the camp, they talk to the drunk gravekeeper. Like, what happened? He's like, and he goes,
He think I'm a fart head.
best cut in cinematic history. Boom, cut to all the children in the camp all going, yeah!
But I do love the gravedigger because the way he drinks, he has like that full, like that old, like a fifth. That fifth glass bottle, but he drinks it like someone's trying to take it from his hands because it's like,
Like Donald Trump.
like he's
Yeah,
playing
like
a
holding the
flute.
little water bottle. Yeah. I also do like that every scene that he's drinking in, there's like no liquor in the bottle, but he's still like,
It's this much.
I was like, what a bad alcoholic.
Yeah. He can't handle his booze at all.
So, this is like establishment. It's trying to make us feel like we care about these characters, but do we?
No.
No. So next thing you know,
I mean, I did get like attached to like the married couple or the guy who just proposed for like just because I knew that they were just fodder. So I was like, they're kind of cool, but they're gonna die.
hey guys, guess what?
That's how I deal with all my friendships.
I have good news.
They're kind of cool, but they're gonna die.
Jesus, you really are depressed. I've got good news and I've got bad news, right? The bad news is earlier I did not put in my notes what the town is called, but the good news is right now I put Tommy Jarvis is let free outside of Forest Green. Is the name of the city.
Okay.
This is when he sets him out there and he's like, fuck off.
I like Blue Forest.
Blue waffle. Blue waffle forest.
Oh.
So, now we are on the forest trail. As Peyton was getting to, a couple is having a nice little... this scene is very funny. Meanwhile, simultaneously, the drunk gravekeeper is just walking down this road being like, I'm fucking drunk.
What does he say here? He said, oh, I can't even find the road.
Yeah. He's like, I'm so drunk, I can't even find the road. And he
Where'd
goes,
it go?
And he goes, this bottle's gonna be the death of me. We'll just say his death right now. He throws the bottle over his shoulder and there's no plink. Then you pan out, in his hand, Jason has the ball, he crushes it, stabs the guy in the throat. Jason fucking hates litterers.
Yeah.
Don't litter in his forest.
But he kind of technically also littered.
Because he dropped glass on the ground. It's much more dangerous litter.
The lesson is more important than the actual rule.
He's like, the dead bodies will decompose and feed the forest.
So, why does he sound like Strong Bad?
In the circle of life.
So, meanwhile, there's a couple having a beautiful rendezvous in the forest, moonlit, much like us right now. And
oh, sorry about your hand.
So
it's like from sweat.
The story of this couple is that he just proposed. The woman said yes. She's fawning over her ring and she wants to fuck. And it is just so funny to me that the scene is basically him being like, "Is that all you want?" I have a headache. I'm feeling a little tired. It doesn't want to have sex, and it's such a dumb fucking joke for this movie, but it is. It's just hilarious, honestly. I think it's very funny. It's tongue-in-cheek.
It's funny. It's a sort of meta...
Yeah,
thing.
it's a meta...
It's like, wow, is that all you want to do?
Yeah. So then you hear...
We'll die if we do.
Yeah, and they don't, but guess what happens to them still?
They still die.
They still die. They hear the scream, they get on his little Vespa.
It was like
this
a
Luca.
No, he wasn't Italian. Come on.
Or gay.
Or
a sea monster. So... they hear a scream, and they look over, and this is when Jason
and
goes...
it's Jason. Ah, congratulations!
I am so...
Oh my gosh.
I am so happy that you were waiting till marriage.
I'll let you go.
Love it.
Just want to say
Cute.
congratulations.
Let me ask, what are your colors? Have you picked them out yet?
Let me ask. He went to Jared. So, they look over, and they see him hacking up the gravekeeper, and they don't say anything, but this is when he does that turn and like looks at the it's so dumb, and they're like, oh no, let's get out of here. He skewers both of them.
And they get on the motorcycle and he goes whoosh, shish kebab.
There is something about this movie where they
But would that kill them?
Yes,
it would kill him.
They would both die. We went through the spine. We've had this conversation.
She might be able to
Spinal
survive.
injuries don't equal death.
Yeah.
Tell that to JFK.
I'll talk to my
What?
doctor about it.
JFK got
Also, no.
It went through his spine too. So
First with
If
his
you
head.
believe the FBI's lies.
yeah, he was killed by Umbrella Man.
I
So
like that one.
Umbrella Academy.
So, this movie really is like, let's get those numbers up by having double kills so we don't waste any time.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're back at the camp. I think a nice special video for Bombs Away viewers would be us learning how to play the Camp Blood Guard game, which is in poor taste.
But does it even make sense?
No.
I'm sure we can find
We'll
rules.
do it anyways.
She's
It's
like,
basically
oh,
like hide the Joker.
yeah, it's like, oh, you're trying to
I
find where
played
all
that.
the...
My uncle's really good.
No! I knew it was coming!
And so did my uncle.
You're in jail now. You're in jail now.
Oh, bonk.
Free speech jail.
Bonk me.
So,
Bombs Away prison.
So then we go to one of the children bursts in. I'm sorry, and it's like, I'm having.
Talking with his hands.
She's like, I had a nightmare. I saw a monster, and they're like, "Shut up, bitch." Go back to
it's
bed.
called being touched by your uncle.
Jesus, more with it. Is there something you want to tell us?
No, luckily, never happened.
That's good.
You know.
I'm proud of
Well,
you.
now it has.
I'm your uncle.
Wish you were.
Oh my god. So, yeah, they're basically like, yeah, shut up. Which is so funny to me because it's like, how aware of where they are at this camp are they while simultaneously not being aware of what camp they are at?
Yeah.
Do you think about that?
Yeah.
Like, if I was at a camp where, like, 20 people have been murdered and someone was like, there's a monster outside my bedroom, I'd be like, oh my god, he's back.
But it's not even like a camp where 20 people have been murdered. It's like a lake where a camp was part of the murder, but there were also murders on other sides of the lake, too.
Also, don't even get me started on the fact that they cannot keep consistent with how big the lake is in Crystal Lake. Because in this movie, it's a pond.
And then
It
it's
is
this
a
big,
pond.
and then it's this big.
Jason walks into the center of it, and there's 2 feet of clearance.
Yeah,
Water
like,
above his head.
it's like, you guys
he
can't
could
drown
reach up
me.
and just grab the guy and be like, what are you doing?
So
There's
now
a river.
we cut to our Guido camp counselor, the only guy on
Greedo?
site. You fucker. Doing it again.
General Grievous, our camp counselor.
What does he say in the new cut? Like, "Bah!" Then he gets shot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they added that new, like, weird line in there. He's fucking PG-13 style in this RV with this woman, and she says,
I thought he was going to be gay.
I think he
Because of
is,
this
because
scene,
I
yeah.
think he's wearing pants.
Yeah. Well, he seems like
He's like, yeah, that's definitely my wiener.
I think. He definitely got more turned on by driving the car, though, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yes.
Auto gays are a weird breed.
Like that guy in My Strange Addiction, who's like
He eats cars?
he's addicted to his, or he's married to his car. Oh, it's Taboo. That's what it was. He was
Well, I
married
think
to
that's
his car.
strange addiction thing.
He was like, oh, he would like rub the tailpipe and like sniff it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
God, the carcinogen.
I apologize
The
for using 2 fingers to
carcinogens.
like demonstrate sniffing the car exhaust.
You don't need a Disney poster, okay?
So she says, oh, you need to last as long as this song. And he's like, oh, fuck, how long is the song? She's like, there's only 10 more minutes. And then the
That's
power
a record
cuts.
for any guy, really.
Because you know what? At the end of the day, Jason, he's a homie. And he's looking out for his boy. He said, my boy, his penis is going to fall right off if he lasts another 10 minutes. So Jason managed to crumble the plug in his hand like a Frisbee that's been sitting in your backyard for 4 years. And the sun just turns to dust.
And then this scene is really stupid, though, because they're like, oh, someone pulled the plug on it. Blah. But it's definitely not just the plug being pulled.
No, the whole thing
Also,
is like...
an entire RV going off of one plug.
They do work like that. That is how they work.
No.
Oh, have you lived in an RV?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I've taken a lot of RV trips.
I know a guy
still
who might
have,
like some
a
of your
generator.
assistants. So,
We're gonna steer real hard left in this RV right now.
So,
Backpedal, get on the bike.
so she gets off of him, and I told you guys I was not going to go back and listen to see
She
if
gets
you
off,
can,
doesn't get off.
but
He gets off.
he gets off. But guess what? You can hear it. It is true.
Is it really?
There is a sound of a condom being taken off.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
It is like. So.
That was him taking his penis off.
Oh my god! He's putting his foreskin back on.
He was taking off the strap on he was using.
So, she's like, go outside and see what's out there. And he's like, do you know how cold it is? Hey, isn't it summer? You have not led me to think that it's summer yet in this movie. Because
The only summertime that it would get that cold is if you're in like a desert.
it's still pretty hot in the desert during the summer sometimes. But
at
you would have
night?
to be like way
At
high
night.
up. Yeah, at
I
night
learned in
still
elementary
sometimes.
school you can freeze a glass of water in the desert at night.
Well, they're wrong because I went to Death Valley during the summer one year, and it was still 80 degrees out at night. So
That's Death Valley.
you shut up.
It's the
You
lowest
can't.
point on Earth.
Death Valley matters too. Okay.
I think there's deeper in the ocean.
You fucker. So he goes out there, he sees that the plug is crumbled, and she's like, oh, this is my uncle's RV. He's going to be so mad. And you know what? This guy's uncle would be pretty mad, because do you know who his uncle is? John Travolta. Yes, this is John Travolta's.
So that's why he's gay.
Yes, that's why he was getting a massage in this scene. That's where those rumors started, is that he used to get the massages. Ooh. I'm explaining the John Travolta lore now. So, they peel out of there.
Oh, Tracy.
He turns on that mirror.
He was good at Hairspray.
I have to say, that's probably one of his best roles ever. Yes, that is a good role for him. So, he's like, I want to rock! And he turns the radio on really loud. He floors it. She falls back and just hits her head and dies. So,
Starts playing Zombie by the Cranberries. Just kidding.
No, he's playing
Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein.
Teenage Frankenstein by Alice Cooper, which is kind of tongue-in-cheek because that is what Jason is.
What would Jason's age be in this movie?
See, that brings up the question as... Does
Jason?
He age? And who was he?
Well, he has to age past being a child drowning in a lake because he does not have that body.
And again, I'm always confused. This is like me being ignorant about the lore. I don't know when he died. I think it was in like the early 60s, 50s. So he would be in his 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like almost 30. Especially if he was living in the woods as Mountain Man.
Middle-aged Frankenstein.
I'm a middle-aged Frankenstein.
I'm a late 20s Frankenstein.
I was going to say, 20s isn't middle age.
Yeah. I mean, for some people it is. So,
feels like it.
It all depends on when you want to die.
The girl that he was just having sex with, Jason's like, I've been in here the whole time, and grabs her, pulls her in the bathroom. Cool kill.
It's probably the best.
It probably is the best in this
probably
movie.
Top 10
No,
franchise.
I would say top 2 in this movie. Because I do think
franchise?
I think there's a cool one that's later on later on that's cooler.
It just wouldn't work like
that's because of the sheer force of how hard your head would probably smash.
It wouldn't move.
Except the metal
like
on the side,
on
the metal on the side of like RVs is pretty soft, like old ones. Yeah.
You really want to talk about them?
Oh my god!
I think we need to call him. Backpedal away.
So, her head gets crunched. And then he's like, hey, baby. I don't know what he says, but he's like talking to her. And then he looks in his rearview mirror. There's Jason. And Jason uses the knife. Yeah, basically. Jason uses the knife that's on his tool belt, shoves it in his ear.
I thought, no, it was his skull.
It was his skull.
Like the temple
it was his skull?
of his head.
Yeah. Do you know why I thought it was in his ear? Because I just watched Scary Movie 1 the other day.
And he tickles his ear.
Yeah, the penis goes in his ear. Yes. And honest to God, this is a spectacle, to say the least. This RV flipping and then Jason getting out of it.
Just going to the door.
There's no seatbelt on. He just flies out. It's like, oh, fuck. Thank God I was wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah, that made me sick.
Click it or ticket. This is a PSA. He turns, he's like, click it or ticket.
Obey the speed limit. It's the law.
Obey the speed limits, and it's that speeding?
Yeah.
Question mark sign?
And don't forget about Bombs Away wearable merchandise. Camp Bombs Away t-shirts, Bombs Away logo, and a special Be Kind Rewind sticker-inspired Bad Movie Comedy Podcast back detail t-shirt. Link in the description. Now, back to the show.
So, now, after this grand RV crash, we are back at the sheriff's office. All of the police have found the bodies. We hear it.
All 2 of them.
All 2 of them, yeah. And we hear the dumbest thing of, oh, someone's killing in Jason's MO again. Which is like, what the fuck is Jason's MO? Killing people? So, they still think this is Tommy Jarvis. He calls in and reaches Megan, and he tells her, hey, it's Jason. I got all these books. And then he goes on to leave. She goes on to get him, and then we go back to these other police officers who have now found the other bodies of the paintball goofuses and all these other people.
Dismembered parts.
Yeah, and he goes, hey, happy Friday the 13th. Fuck you. So back at the camp where all the fun is going to happen, we see one of our last camp counselors left, reading a Men at Play magazine. She proceeds to hear a noise out the window and dumps her soda out over her shoulder onto who we know is Jason, but she thought...
purposefully poured it, I thought. I thought she was like.
Did I say accidentally?
You said she like did it over her shoulder.
Oh,
like she didn't even know.
She
But it's like
purposely
she's looking out the window, like.
Yeah, because she thinks it's that Italian guy, but it's
Yeah.
actually Jason. And Jason proceeds to her out the window. And
She goes, "What?
Well,
no need for a bottle opener, because this is a twist off.
hey.
And he grabs her, twists her head all the way around, and that's it for her. We never get to see her again. We don't have to worry
She
about
probably survived it."
her. She probably has a new outlook on life.
She's living in reverse.
So finally, we get to see our favorite thing that we keep mentioning over and over again: the speeding sign with the question mark on top and the question mark on the bottom.
The Mexican sign.
I'm just gonna break the wall. It gets worse every time you say it, and it's so good. So, we have a little bit of like a cop police chase with Megan and Tommy away from the cops, and it's fun because his head is in her crotch, and we get a couple good like
Be a hairy
hairy turn.
Whoa.
Woof. So now back at the camp, there's the little girl with the machete, covered in blood, and they're just like,
She's Jason.
yes, she's
She did
Jason.
the killing.
Sheeson.
She.
So, they just write it off as a
Jamie
prank.
Voorhees.
Oh, well, her name's Jamie in it's Jamie Myers in
But
Halloween.
different universes.
I see. So, the counselors write this. The counselor, 'cause there's only one left, writes it off as a joke, which is like, no, people. We keep saying it. People have died at your camp. It's
She's
not a
like,
joke.
when you get scared, just pray to God. And it's fine. Go back to bed. It's not real blood. Just pray to God.
So Tommy is locked back up.
Yep.
He's still found guilty, even though he has a solid alibi. Jason shows back up at the camp again, finds that last counselor, performs a good old trading spaces with her. That's a deep cut TLC
it was
home
a
flipping
deep,
show.
multiple
That was
deep
a
cuts.
Yes, so deep that he paints the entire.
We're gonna paint the town red, but instead just the cabin.
I do have to say the best reveal of this cabin is when they go in later, and it's just like,
Yeah.
how much blood is in a single human?
There's a lot, but not that much.
So the plan that Meg and Tommy Jarvis create to bust out of jail is they're gonna fuck him out.
We're gonna fuck him.
Well, kind of. He slips his wiener through the bars, and she's like, "This'll get him." So the dumb cop with the wherever
The
you go,
silencer.
you go, bang.
Oh, his laser point.
Yes. They trick him. They put him back in it, and he goes, "Megan."
Megan.
Megan. And they're off to the camp, but Tommy is still like, I work alone. So if it feels like we're speeding through this, it's because we're getting to the carnage, and there's really not much left.
Yeah. It's
Was
just
there
kill
ever
after kill.
carnage?
Now's the carnage.
Censored carnage.
So
Carnage.
Jason walks into the cabin where she has now put all of the children, and part 4, Jason, this would have been a bloodbath. 20 kills.
Jason's a little bit like a dog. Like, you could just be like, here.
He's like,
He's like,
oh, okay. Because he gets distracted several
He does
times.
that.
Later on, when they're dragging him into the river, they're like, hey.
The lake?
Oh, the lake.
They're not dragging him. There's no
No, I'm
dragging.
saying dragging him in the
There's
sense of like trying
no
to drag
dragging,
him
there's
into
no
it.
river.
Into the lake. They're
They
like,
call him into a lake.
they call him an asshole into the lake.
Yeah.
And then he hears Meg go like, and he's like, oh, sound elsewhere.
More noise?
So these cops just get picked off one by one.
Yeah.
One gets a super cool like ninja knife throw into the head into a boat. Then there's one who comes into the children's camp, the children's cabin, and they're like, watch out for the scary man. And he's like, what scary man? And then proceeds to get his head popped like a grape.
Like that Game of Thrones scene?
Yes, with the mountain.
He was so hard.
And then we get, honestly, one of the best things. These two kids who have been giving like commentary the entire time turn to each other and he goes, so what were you going to be when you grow up?
He said like, I don't know, I'm 10.
Yeah. So, the sheriff finally gets to confront Jason, pumps him full of lead. I bet he wanted to be pumped with something else. And,
There's a reason he's a single father.
so, knocks him to the ground, and of course he gets fucking up. and proceeds to fold the sheriff.
Hamburger style.
Hamburger
Backwards.
style. What if he folded him hot dog style?
Just kind of like.
Could you imagine being folded hot dog style?
That would probably be worse than being folded in half hamburger style. No, the other way.
Like out back, like your
Yeah, like
arms
your-
have to go.
your chest was probably
yeah,
like
your chest had like
splayed.
that.
Well, hot dogs go like this.
No, you got to be the other way.
Yeah.
Hot dogs don't.
You're the bottom of the bun here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not
So-
at the bottom.
Jason proceeds to bust through a door, which is his favorite thing to do. Bust through a window, which is his second favorite thing to do. But his
Bust
first
through
thing
my walls.
I was gonna say is bust a nut is his favorite thing to do. And the grand plan is we're gonna call Jason an asshole till he follows us into the lake.
Yeah.
We're gonna tie a rock on him.
Insult him to his death.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, asshole!" He's like, "Hey, fuck you. That's really mean."
Hey, funny penis! Get over
That's insensitive.
Hey, maggot ass!
They call him something to do with the fact that he was like developmentally disabled from before. He just takes the mask. He takes the mask off and he's like, "That's not fucking funny," and just like walks out.
Takes it off and he's like, just so everyone at home knows.
Hillary Duff walks out. She's like, "When you say that's so gay."
It's hilarious.
So
Face.
they proceed to get him into the water, which we've been saying this entire time is a contradiction to Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be scared of the water.
Well, this is before that, so.
I know, it's really
But it doesn't make sense.
But they managed to tie him up.
Also, if he was afraid of water, why is he hanging out around a lake? Why does he move to like the desert or something where there's like zero water?
Because he's bound to it. That is what we learn, basically. That's what he
Oh.
learns in the books. So,
there's books. There's a Friday the 13th book.
no, in the books that Tommy Jarvis reads,
Oh, I thought there was like a whole canon book
there is.
series.
Yeah, it's all canonized.
Yeah,
No.
you can read it next after your Warhammer books.
Oh, my Warhammer book? Yeah.
So, Jason temporarily gets distracted by Meg being like, "Woo!" And then Tommy Jarvis is like, "Jason, I'm the one you want." And it's like, I don't think he cares, but apparently he does. He wades out in there, managed to get the boulder around him.
Jason's like, buddy, you didn't come in till movie 4. I don't give a shit.
He looks
I don't
at him-
even know your name.
He like puts glasses on. He's like, "I don't recognize you as a child without a bald head, motherfucker."
You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
Yes,
That's what that
yes,
is.
yes.
It is that.
So, Jason gets in there. There's a struggle. Meg proceeds to jump on the boat, turn the engine on, and proceeds to start chopping up Jason. And I'll do it for
Doing
you,
the
Jay.
Tyler.
He does a
Doing the
Tyler.
Tyler, which is this. He's getting chopped up, and he's like,
Oscar nomination.
That's also called the Tyler finish.
"Move over, Tilda Swinton. I'm taking all the roles you take."
I'm going in your MoMA exhibit.
"Move over, Tilda Swinton. I'm taking all those Asian roles." So
And Scarlett Johansson.
and Scarlett Johansson, and that's it. But Jason twitches a little bit, which means
Jason goes,
Jason lives.
What?
A cool song about the man behind the mask, which had a music video for it by Alice Cooper, and that is Jason Lives.
Wow.
Friday the 13th, Part 6. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the Jaws scale. If you're not familiar with that scale, it means you don't listen to us, which it hurts me. But we rate these movies on a scale of Jaws to Jaws 4. It's pretty self-explanatory, but if you don't get it, Jaws 4 is the worst, so 4 is worst. 1 is the best. Peyton, let's start out with you.
Jaws 3. It was pretty much cut and paste. Friday the 13th. Nothing special, but still enjoyable. So it's kind of... It's a Friday the 13th movie. That's all it is.
That hurts me a little bit. Are you going to break my heart, Jared?
yeah.
What are you giving it?
Jaws 3.
Fucker.
It's everything it's been before, but no new creativity. It's very surface level. There's no depth to it. There's no actual story. It's just, Jason's here.
I'm going to have to give it a Jaws 2. I do really like this one, especially
it's a number
after
2.
5. A big stinky one. Especially after number 5. I do think the first 4 are Jaws. This is on the scale of Jaws 1. But I think this is a 2. I like it a lot. And it introduces some fun stuff. Yeah, that about does it for us here at Bombs Away. Thank you so much for watching. you can find us on all podcasting platforms. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram at Bombs Away Show. You can also find our merch right here at linktr.ee/Bombs Away Podcast. Scroll to the bottom, wearable merch. Click that. We have a bunch of stuff on Teespring. You've seen little ads popping up throughout this video. And also, we personally have Camp Bombs Away stickers that I'm really proud of the design. If you want one of those are directly from us. Go ahead and DM us anywhere. They're $3. I mean, what more can you get from that? They're
good.
They're awesome. I really love them. Tell your friends, tell your family. Bombs Away lives. Did I miss anything?
Where can they listen to us?
I said that.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
On all podcasting platforms.
That's true.
And
got the merch link in the description.
Yes, link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.
And I think that's it.
Thanks.
Did you hear that?